Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Behind me I have a John Deere LX277. It was bought new in 2003 by the person that I got a trade-in on. If you remember that Husqvarna, I sold that to her, the one that I did the hydrostatic transmission swap on. She was an older woman, just needed something easy to use, but needed at least a 48-inch deck because she has quite a bit of yard to cut. And this one right here had started wearing a little bit of a rust hole in the deck, and so she wanted to go ahead and get something a little bit newer, and that was the best that I had to offer her. So the thing about this is it's got over 2,200 hours on it. And it's running, driving, cutting, and all that good stuff. But I wanted to give you a look around and just a kind of a before and after, because I really don't have to do anything to this. The blades are still decently sharp. Obviously it's got the John Deere cracked hood plague that it has. Front tires look relatively new, and so I'll give you a look around right now. Alright, so let's give it a look around. Like I said, this is a 48-inch cut LX277 John Deere. Looks like she had just gotten the tires replaced not long ago on the front. Bought here locally. It's an equipment outlet. It's kind of broken off of the hood, unfortunately. But 48C convertible. It's got the mulching plate on it right now, and it's a task to take off, so I'm not even going to worry with it. It's just, it's just dirty from use. I personally don't think this mower's been abused. It's just had to sit under a tarp most of its life. But it's got the issue of the seat coming up, so I'll throw some silicone on it and just set something on it just to get it to where that seat will stay down for whoever decides to buy this. It's very similar to the GT255 that I worked on a while back, except this is the lawn tractor version of it, so it doesn't have the garden tractor wheels and stuff. But I think this thing's had a mulch kit on it from day one of its life, and so what has happened is after, let me show you on the switch. Oh, here I might have to, yeah, hold on a second. So after 2,239.4 hours, this thing is finally started to wear a hole in the deck. And one of our church friends came by and he put a license plate over it so that she could actually cut grass with it without it blowing all up on her. That was her biggest complaint, but she was ready to, I guess you can call it upgrade. I don't know if going to that Husqvarna is an upgrade, but it's a lot newer mower with about 2,200 less hours on it. So you can see where it's kind of started to do a little bit of rust right there, but the rest of the deck looks okay. It's a bunch of stuff caked under the deck, which I'll clean out and whatnot before I sell it. So just a couple little minor maintenance things, probably take me not too long to do. Runs, drives, cuts like it should though. I'll show you that right now. So it's a little rough at idle, but apart from that, it's great. You saw the grass and stuff come out of it when I first engaged the blades. That's pretty typical, because it's got some grass caked down in it. So what I'm going to do, I'll check the oil and stuff in it. Oil's clean and smells good. It's got a relatively new oil filter on it. So I'm just going to make sure that the oil is full. I'm just going to give this thing a nice clean up. I just want to give you a before and after though, and just show you how well these older John Deeres, well, I guess you can call them older, these dealer John Deeres hold up. If this was like a L110 or a D110 and it had 2,200 hours on it, it would probably be scrapped because it wouldn't even be close. But since this is one of their higher end lawn tractors that they built, it's still cruising on after 2,200 hours, which is awesome. So don't fool yourself into buying a D110 or whatever they make now. What, S110? Maybe they're slightly better. And thinking that you're going to get true John Deere quality out of it. They're built to a price point. And so these are built to sustain a little bit, as you can tell. Again, all I'm going to do, the blades are sharp enough, the oil's clean enough. The seat, I'm just going to throw some silicone on it and sit on it maybe for a few minutes. Give it a nice wash, clean it off really, really good, and get this thing listed and sold. I don't know how much it would be worth, considering that I have a little bit of a deck rot back here in the back, but I would figure that it would probably still bring, I don't know, $700-800, maybe a little bit more. I'll just have to check the prices on it, and we'll see what happens with it. Catch you when I finish up with it. Alright, y'all, let me show you the after. If I'd have wanted to do this properly, that I'd taken the deck off and washed it off completely, but I wanted to get as much of this grass off as possible without having to take it off, because it doesn't need anything. Of course, I got some grass and stuff over here, but that's just the way that it is. Again, mower's got over 2,200 hours on it. It's got that small rust area in the rear here that's been covered up by the plate, so it's never going to be perfect again. Obviously, it's got the John Deere hood plague, but I wanted to show you all that, show you this thing, and I just wanted to share it with y'all because I don't get, number one, I don't get a lot of John Deeres, or at least true John Deeres, and whenever I get them in, I mean, ones of this vintage, it doesn't seem like I ever have to do anything. I know I had that 165 a while back, but once I did the complete fuel system replacement on it and the fuel pump, and freed up some of the rust on the deck and replaced the deck belt, that thing was flawless. I mean, it was awesome. So it just kind of shows that these things are built to last, as opposed to, let's say, if you go out and buy an S110 or E110, whatever they sell at Lowe's now, which they haven't had any in 2021. They have been strapped for lawnmowers at these big box retailers. From what I can tell, you're not going to probably get but 400 or 500 hours out of it at most before you're going to have some major failures, like with the transmission or even with the engine, just because they're built to a price point. But this one was built to last. He actually told the woman, he said, this is going to be the last lawnmower you'll ever need to buy, and that was almost 20 years ago. I think this is an 03, and at the time, I guess her and her husband were in their mid-60s, And I guess they didn't expect him to live. Well, the woman, the man has passed away, unfortunately, but for her to live into her mid-80s. And really, this lawnmower is perfectly fine apart from that small rust hole in the deck, and of course the cosmetic. But I mean, the man wasn't lying. It's still cruising on even after 2,200 plus hours, which is great. And it's probably worth, I checked real quick, it's probably a $700 to $800 mower as it is. Just the cosmetic with the hood and the deck's going to really kill the value. But for a $700 to $800 mower, it's better than any $700 or $800 big box store mower that you're going to find. So somebody's going to enjoy this mower, and I enjoy having it here in the garage just to freshen up and give y'all a look at a $2,200 John Deere. So I hope y'all enjoyed this short video, and let me know what y'all think of John Deere's. Let me know if you've got more hours on yours. But this one's definitely lived out its purpose, and as many John Deeres do that are of this caliber. So thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. See you then.